You are alone out here. Deep space does not care for company. It offers only a cold, silent embrace. Your listening post, outpost designated Echo 7, is a tiny spark of warmth, a metal bubble in an endless, star-dusted sea. You are the sole operator, the only human for 1 billion kilometers. Your job is simple. You listen to the quiet. You watch the deep black for whispers of the unknown. Most days are the same. You catalog stellar winds. You chart the slow dance of distant galaxies. You drink surprisingly decent coffee for a station this far out. It is a peaceful, predictable existence. Some would call it lonely. You call it Tuesday. Until today. The alert is not a scream. It is a tear in the silence. A high-pitched electronic whine that does not belong. It cuts through the normal hum of the cosmos. Your console flashes a violent crimson. Every sensor array pivots at once. They focus on a single point in the void, a place that should be silent. The signal comes from PSRJ 1749, or what is left of it. The Pulsar died millennia ago. Its stellar light show ended long before humanity looked to the stars. Now it is a corpse, a rapidly spinning neutron star gone quiet. It should be emitting nothing but faint, residual radiation. Not this. Not a coherent, repeating pulse of distress. You run the diagnostic again, then a third time. The machine is not lying. Something inside that dead star is screaming. The sound is ancient. It is a wave of pure desperation. It feels like a final, fading echo of a long-forgotten tragedy. A warning. The signal repeats its pattern. A complex sequence of modulated energy. It is too structured to be natural. This is a message. It is a beacon of absolute terror, fired from the heart of a star that has no right to speak. Your blood runs cold. The silence of space was broken, and you are the only one who heard it. The silence returns as quickly as it came. The signal vanishes. The console returns to its placid green glow, but the echo of that scream remains. It hangs in the air of your small station. It tells you that your quiet corner of the universe is not so quiet after all. Something is out there. Something is horribly wrong. And the mystery of the shattered pulsar has just begun. You are a scientist, a listener, not a soldier, not an explorer. But no one else is coming. The nearest patrol is weeks away. They would dismiss your readings as a sensor ghost, a fluke of star-borne interference. You have the data. You have the recording of that impossible sound. And you have a choice. Ignore it. Go back to your coffee. Pretend the silence was never broken, or you can go. You can take your small long-range scout ship, the Stargazer. You can point its nose toward the dead pulsar, and you can demand answers from the ghost that cries in the dark. The choice is not really a choice at all, is it? You were never one to leave a question unanswered, even if the answer might be something you do not want to hear. The Stargazer's engines begin to hum, a low, powerful thrum that promises speed and distance. You are about to break protocol in spectacular fashion. The paperwork for this is going to be a nightmare. Assuming you come back to file it. Your ship cuts through the void, a silver needle stitching its way across black velvet. The journey takes 3 days at full burn. 3 days with that recorded scream playing in your mind. It is a constant reminder of the strangeness ahead. The star charts guide you toward the pulsar's last known coordinates. A graveyard in space. As you draw closer, something new appears on your sensors. It is massive, unpowered, and drifting. A ghost ship. It floats in a lazy orbit around the shattered pulsar. The vessel is unlike any design you have ever seen. Its hull is a dark, organic-looking metal. It curves and spirals like a seashell. It is clearly ancient, millennia old, maybe more. There are no life signs, no energy readings. It is a dead thing in a dead system. Yet it is here, right where the signal originated. A silent witness to the pulsar's scream, you slow your approach. The stargazer feels like a child's toy next to this derelict titan. Its sheer size is hard to comprehend. It is a floating city, a monument from a forgotten age. You are close now, close enough to see the scars on its hull, the marks of some long-ago battle, craters from weapons you cannot identify. This ship fought a war, and it appears to have lost. You wonder what kind of power could cripple a vessel of this magnitude. What kind of foe did it face? Then, it happens. A flicker of light. On the ghost ship's bridge, a single viewport glows with a soft, blue luminescence. It pulses once, twice. Then it stays lit. Its systems are coming online. Its internal power is stirring from a sleep of ages. Your proximity seems to have woken it up. The ship knows you are here. Your console chirps, an energy surge from the derelict. It is not hostile. It feels more like a reflex, an ancient machine startled from its slumber. More lights begin to dot its dark hull. Corridors and chambers ignite with faint power. The ghost ship is slowly, impossibly, waking up. It is an invitation, or perhaps it is a trap. You hold your breath. The ship hangs before you, a giant, silent question mark. It offers no further signals, no communication, just that steady, watchful blue light. It waits for your next move. The dead pulsar is just beyond it, a fractured, spinning corpse, and this ship is its silent, waiting guardian. The mystery deepens, and the danger feels more real than ever. You decide to investigate the pulsar first. The source of the scream demands priority. You pilot the stargazer in a wide, cautious arc around the ghost ship. Its lights track your movement. It is watching you. You feel like you are trespassing in a place you were never meant to find. The feeling is not entirely wrong. You reach the pulsar, and what you see defies all known star science. The star is not just dead. It is not just fractured. It is hollow. A great gaping maw exists where its core should be. The star has been carved out from the inside, like a cosmic fruit hollowed by some impossible parasite. The edges of the opening are unnaturally smooth. They glow with a faint, sickly purple light. This is not the work of nature. A supernova does not do this. A black hole does not leave such a precise wound. This was an act of engineering, an act of galactic vandalism on an unimaginable scale. Something came here. It cracked open a neutron star, and it scooped out its heart. The sheer power required is staggering. It is beyond the capabilities of any known civilization. Your sensors go wild. They try to make sense of the energy readings from the cavity. The laws of physics, as you know them, are screaming in protest. The space within the pulsar is not empty. It is filled with exotic matter, with energies that should not be able to coexist. It is a wound in the fabric of reality itself. You think back to the scream, that signal of distress. It did not come from the pulsar itself. It came from whatever was done to it. The act of hollowing it out must have released that energy. A tortured cry that traveled across the stars for centuries. It was the star's dying testament, a record of its own murder. And then you see it. Inside the hollow, nestled deep within the glowing purple haze, there is a structure. It is faint, hard to resolve, but it is there. A crystalline lattice of immense size. It seems to be holding the star's remnants apart, preventing them from collapsing. It is a cage, or a foundation, or something else entirely. This is what the ghost ship is guarding. This is the secret at the heart of the shattered star. You have stumbled upon something monumental, a work of power so great it treats stars as raw materials. You have a sudden, chilling thought. What if this was not destruction? What if this was construction? What if something is being built inside the corpse of a star? The thought is terrifying. But your curiosity outweighs your fear. You turn your attention back to the ghost ship. The hollowed star can wait. The answers you seek are more likely to be found on that silent, ancient vessel. It was here. It saw what happened, and its memory banks might hold the key to this entire impossible puzzle. You pilot the stargazer toward the awakened ship. Your comm system crackles to life, not with a voice, but with data. A stream of information flows from the ghost ship to your console. It is a docking sequence, an automated invitation. The ancient vessel is granting you permission to come aboard. It wants to show you its secrets. The docking procedure is smooth, eerily so. An airlock opens on the vast hull, a perfect match for your ship's own. It is as if this ancient vessel was designed to interface with ships that had not even been invented yet. The thought sends a shiver down your spine. The foresight, the planning. It speaks to an intelligence that operates on a different time scale than your own. You cycle the airlock. The air on the other side is thin, cold, but breathable, filtered and maintained for thousands of years. You step out of the stargazer and onto the deck of a legend. The corridor is immense, the ceiling so high it is lost in shadow. The walls are made of that same dark, swirling metal. It feels organic to the touch, almost warm. Faint blue lights flicker on as you walk. They illuminate a path deeper into the ship. The silence here is different from the silence of space. It is the silence of a place that was once full of life. It is the silence of a tomb. You feel like an intruder in a sacred place, a historian walking through a forgotten chapter of the galaxy. You follow the lights to the bridge. It is a vast, cavernous chamber. A single command chair sits in the center. It overlooks a viewport that shows the shattered Pulsar. The control panels are dark, but as you approach, one of them hums to life. A holographic display shimmers into existence before you. It is the ship's log, the last entry. It is dated 93,000 years ago. The script is alien, unreadable. But the ship seems to understand. It begins to translate. It displays images and text in your own language. It wants you to understand. It needs you to know what happened here. The logs speak of a species called the Forerunners, a civilization of immense power and wisdom. They were the guardians of this galactic sector, the builders of this very ship, the Vigilants. They were explorers, scientists, not warriors. But they were forced to become them. The logs show images of a war, a conflict that raged across hundreds of worlds. The enemy is never shown clearly, only as a shadow, a swarm of darkness that consumed stars. The log calls them the Star Eaters, a force of pure consumption. They did not conquer, they did not enslave, they devoured. The Forerunners fought bravely. Their technology was advanced, but the Star Eaters were relentless. They were a plague of locusts on a galactic scale. They moved from system to system. They hollowed out suns for fuel and resources, leaving cold, dead worlds in their wake. The shattered Pulsar outside was not a unique event. It was a pattern. The final log entry is chilling. It is from the captain of the Vigilance. The Star Eaters had broken through their final defenses. The Forerunner civilization was on the brink of collapse. The Vigilance was all that was left. It was making a final, desperate stand. To protect something. To hide something. The log ends abruptly. The holographic display flickers and dies. The bridge returns to silence. You now understand. The ghost ship is not just a derelict. It is a war memorial, the last remnant of a fallen civilization, and it has waited here for nearly 100,000 years, guarding a secret and a warning against the enemy that eats stars. You stand on the bridge of the vigilance. The weight of its history settles upon you. You are no longer just an observer. You are a part of this story now. The ship has chosen you. It has shared its burden. The quiet of your listening post feels a lifetime away. The galaxy is much older and much more dangerous than you ever imagined. As you process the ship's log, another system comes to life. A tactical display on the far side of the bridge. It replays the final moments of the Forerunners' war, but it focuses on the shattered Pulsar. The display shows something new. The scream you detected, it was not just a random burst of energy. It was a message. Your own ship's computer, connected to the Vigilance's network, begins to work. It analyzes the complex pattern of the signal, the frequencies, the intervals, the modulations. It strips away the layers of stellar interference. It deciphers the ancient code hidden within the chaos. The process takes several minutes. Minutes where you can only watch and wait. The result appears on your screen. It is not a cry of pain. It is a structured, deliberate message. A distress signal of immense age and sophistication. But it is more than that. It is a key. It is a mathematical language. It describes the precise energies needed to contain something, to build a cage of immense strength. The message was not a warning about the Star Eaters, not directly. It was a technical schematic, a blueprint for a prison. The Forerunners did not just fight the Star Eaters. They captured something, or someone. They used the Pulsar's immense gravity and energy. They turned it into a containment vessel. The hollowing out was not an attack by the enemy. It was a desperate act by the Forerunners themselves. They sacrificed a star to build a jail. The implications are staggering. What kind of being would require a prison of such magnitude? What could be so dangerous that an entire star had to be converted into its cage? The scream was not the star dying. It was the activation signal of the prison. A final, desperate act to lock the door. You look out the viewport at the hollowed star. The purple haze within it seems more menacing now. It is not a wound. It is a lock. The crystalline structure inside is the mechanism. And for 93,000 years, it has held. The silence you heard for so long was the sound of that lock holding firm. The scream you detected was the echo of it being turned. But the signal also contained a warning, a secondary layer to the message, a timer. The containment field is failing. The prison is weakening. The energies that power it are finally dissipating after millennia of work. The scream was a delayed, automated warning. It was telling anyone who could hear it. The lock is breaking. The prisoner is about to escape. Your mission has changed once again. You are no longer just investigating a mystery. You are standing at ground zero of a potential catastrophe. The ghost ship is not just a memorial. It is a warden. And its long watch is about to come to an end. The silence of space is about to be broken by something far worse than a scream. A new light begins to blink on the Vigilance's bridge. It is a locator beacon. It highlights a specific sector of the massive ship. A small, isolated compartment deep within the vessel's engineering section. It is a single life pod, one that was never launched. According to the ship's manifest, it has one occupant, one life sign, in deep, long-term stasis. Why would one person be left behind? on a ghost ship, guarding a star prison. It does not make sense. Unless that person was not meant to flee. They were meant to stay. They were the final part of the plan. The Watcher. The last guardian. You feel a sense of purpose now. The ship is guiding you. It is showing you the pieces of the puzzle. The hollowed star. The ancient message. And now, a single, sleeping survivor. You must reach that life pod. You must know who is inside. This sleeping forerunner may be the only being in the galaxy who knows the full truth. You leave the bridge. The blue lights guide you again. They lead you through miles of silent corridors, through vast, empty hangars where fleets of smaller ships once rested. The scale of the vigilance is breathtaking. It was a world unto itself. Now it is a tomb with a single, beating heart. You reach the designated chamber. It is small, clean, utilitarian. In the center is the life pod. It is a sleek, black teardrop of a machine. It hums with a low, steady power. The stasis field is still active. A small, transparent window shows the occupant inside. It is not what you expected. The being is tall and slender. Its form is graceful, almost fragile. Its skin is a pale, pearlescent white. It has no hair. Its features are serene, peaceful. It does not look like a warrior. It looks like a scholar, a priest, a guardian. This is the last of the Forerunners, the Watcher who has kept its vigil for almost 100,000 years. The side of the pod has a control interface. It is still active. It shows the occupant's vital signs. They are stable. The stasis is perfect. The panel also offers an option, a sequence to begin revival, to wake the sleeper. The choice is yours. Do you wake this ancient being? Do you disturb its long sleep? Waking it could be dangerous. You have no idea what effect 93,000 years of stasis could have on a mind. But leaving it here is not an option. The prison is failing. The Watcher's time is up. The galaxy may need its knowledge, its guidance. You are out of your depth here. A lonely listener in a story far too big for you. You need help. You press the sequence. The hum of the life pod changes. It grows louder. A series of soft clicks echo in the small room. The revival process has begun. The stasis field begins to shimmer. It slowly fades away. You hold your breath. You are about to meet a being from a lost age, a living piece of history, and perhaps the key to survival. The process is slow, careful. It takes nearly an hour. The pod warms the occupant. It stimulates its circulatory system. It brings its mind gently back from the long, cold darkness of stasis. You can only watch. You feel a strange mix of excitement and dread. This is first contact, but it is a first contact 93,000 years too late. Finally, the lid of the pod hisses open. A cool, sterile mist spills out. The being's eyes flutter open. They are a solid, liquid silver. They seem to look right through you. Not at you, but into you. You feel a sudden pressure in your mind, a gentle, probing presence. It is not hostile. It is curious. It is like nothing you have ever felt. A voice echoes in your head, not through your ears, but directly in your thoughts. The voice is calm, ancient, powerful. It speaks not in words, but in pure concepts, in emotions and images. It is the being from the pod. Its mind is reaching out to yours. It shares its name, Xylar. It identifies itself as the guardian of the cage. Its purpose was to monitor the prison, to ensure the prisoner remained contained. It was a sentence of honor, a sacred duty. It has been asleep. But it has also been aware on some deeper level. It felt the prison weakening. It felt the ancient warning signal fire. And it felt your arrival. Then, Xylar shows you what it has been guarding. It floods your mind with visions. You see the Star Eaters, not as shadows anymore, but in their true form. They are a swarm of crystalline entities, beings of pure, malevolent energy, encased in razor-sharp, geometric shells. They move like a plague of glass insects. They descend upon a sun. They crack it open with resonant frequencies. They drink its plasma. They are horrifying, efficient, unstoppable. But that is not the worst of it. The visions shift. Xylar shows you what is inside the Pulsar prison. It is not a swarm. It is one being, the leader of the Star Eaters. A vast, crystalline mind, a consciousness so powerful it commands the entire swarm. The Forerunners could not destroy it, so they imprisoned it. They built the cage around it, and they crippled the entire Star Eater fleet by severing its head. The Star Eaters were not just harvesting stars for fuel. That was secondary. Their primary mission for the last 100,000 years has been to find this prison, to break it, to free their master. They have been searching, system by system, and now they are close. The weakening of the prison is like a beacon to them. It calls them home. The vision ends. You stumble back, your head spinning. The psychic contact was overwhelming. The sheer scale of the threat is almost too much to process. A galaxy-ending swarm of star-devouring crystals, led by a malevolent intelligence trapped inside a dying star. This is a problem far beyond your pay grade. Frankly, it is a problem far beyond anyone's pay grade. The universe really needs a better suggestion box. Xylar rises from the pod. It moves with a slow, deliberate grace. Its silver eyes hold a deep sadness. The voice in your head speaks again. It confirms your fears. The prison's failure is accelerating. The master will be free in a matter of days. And the swarm has heard its awakening cry. They are coming, an armada of darkness that will blot out the stars. You feel a wave of utter hopelessness wash over you. What can you do? You have a single, small scout ship. You are one person, against a threat that brought a civilization like the Forerunners to its knees. This is not a fight you can win. It is a catastrophe you can only witness. But Xylar does not share your despair. The Forerunner looks at you, and then at your ship, visible on a nearby monitor. The voice in your head becomes sharp, focused. It speaks of a desperate plan, a final, flickering hope. Your small human ship, your technology. It is primitive compared to the Forerunners. But it is also unique. Your ship's drive system, the resonance core, is a human invention. It functions by creating micro-tears in reality. It generates frequencies the Forerunners never experimented with. Xylar believes this technology is the key. Your drive can be modified. It can be turned into a weapon, or more accurately, a tool. Xylar proposes a desperate alliance. Its knowledge of Forerunner technology, and your ship's unique capabilities. Together, you might be able to do what the Forerunners could not. You might be able to reinforce the prison, to reactivate the cage. But it would require immense power and immense risk. The Guardian, Xylar, does not waste time. There is none to spare. Its mind guides you. It directs you back to the bridge of the vigilance. The ancient ship becomes your workshop. The plan is audacious, insane. But it is the only plan you have. You must retrofit your scout ship, the Stargazer. You have to integrate its systems with Forerunner technology. The process is a blur of activity. Xylar's thoughts are a constant stream of information. Blueprints appear in your mind. Schematics for devices you can barely comprehend. You work tirelessly. You are no longer just a pilot. You are an engineer, a technician, pushed far beyond your limits by an ancient alien intelligence. You are a student with the highest stakes imaginable. You must adapt your ship's power core, the heart of the stargazer. Xylar shows you how to build a resonant focusing array, a device made from the crystalline components of the Vigilance itself. You carefully remove glowing conduits and power relays from the ghost ship. You install them into your own vessel. Your hands move with a certainty that is not your own. It is Xylar's knowledge flowing through you. The goal is to turn your ship into a key, a device that can channel energy with incredible precision. The failing Pulsar prison must be reactivated, but it requires a specific resonant frequency, a frequency your ship's core can be tuned to produce. You are turning your ship into a galactic tuning fork. The work is dangerous. You are handling power sources that could vaporize you. One wrong connection could overload your ship's systems. It could turn the stargazer into a very small, very brief star. But failure is not an option. The fate of this entire sector, and possibly more, hangs in the balance. There is no pressure, none at all. As you work, Xylar shares more. It speaks of its long watch, of the hope that someone would one day find the warning. It believed that any species capable of deep space travel might have a chance. It never imagined it would be humanity, a species so young, so new to the galactic stage. Xylar admits it is a long shot, a desperate gamble on an unknown variable. You finally complete the retrofitting. The stargazer is transformed. Its engine housing now glows with the blue light of Forerunner tech. Crystalline conduits snake across its hull. It looks like a hybrid, a strange marriage of human pragmatism and alien elegance. It feels more powerful. Its systems hum with a new, deeper energy. You have created something unique, a ship that is more than the sum of its parts. But your work is not done. The ship is only half of the equation. Xylar explains the next phase. You must use the Vigilance's own immense power reserves. The ghost ship is not entirely dead. Its core has been in hibernation. It holds a vast charge of energy, enough to power a small fleet, or to fire one incredibly powerful beam. You must connect the stargazer to the Vigilance. You will draw power from the ancient warship. You will channel it through your modified core, and you will fire it as a focused beam of resonant energy. A beam aimed at the heart of the shattered pulsar. If the frequency is perfect, it will reactivate the prison's containment field. It will reinforce the lock and keep the master of the Star Eaters caged. It is a plan of beautiful, terrifying simplicity. But as you prepare to enact it, an alarm blares. It is not from your ship or the Vigilance. It is from the long-range sensors, a new contact, a massive one. Xylar's silver eyes turn towards the tactical display. The Guardian's calm demeanor vanishes, replaced by a cold, hard focus. The Star Eaters have arrived. They are not just close anymore. They are here. A shadow has fallen over this dead system. The forward elements of their swarm have detected your energy usage. They have felt the stirring of Forerunner technology. Their immense fleet has turned its attention towards you. Your time has just run out. The enemy is at the door, and they are about to knock it down.